welcome back to another camping adventure. I'm currently going approximately 10 miles an hour, headed to camp. It's going to take me a little bit to get there. I've had a late start. The plan was to get up really early and kind of hit the road by 8 a.m. But that didn't happen, and it's okay that it didn't happen. And so now it is later in the day. I'm probably in some getting out of work traffic, but also I think that there's an accident up here. So I'm moseying and sending healing blessings to all who are involved in whatever is delaying all these folks. So I just kind of wanted to talk about that really quick, how sometimes things don't always go towards or in the direction that we want them to, and it seems like plans divert into different directions, and it might not be what we had intended, but it doesn't mean that it's wrong. And I think it's really important to kind of stay focused on what's important in the whole process of everything, with whatever comes our way and whatever situations we find ourselves in, and how plans can change. Just being in the moment of it and accepting whatever it is as like, okay, this is the new direction, and how do I react? Our reaction to life is what life is all about, right? Because we're living in a world of external stimuli and environment, and we are all individually running around here doing our thing, and we're constantly faced with situations and maybe dramas and again, like diverted paths or whatever, but there really isn't a diversion. It's all with purpose. It's all with purpose. And our reaction to whatever it is that that God puts in our lives is that test, and is what is important, because how we react to whatever occurs is how we can move forward. So I am definitely meditating on that today, with the divergent of my plans and whatever, and being at peace with everything. I think we might still be in the Mercury retrograde. It's certainly the beginning of it for me. Holy crackers. I certainly experienced a lot of stuff that just happened to be within the time of Mercury retrograde, and moving through it, and on the other side of a lot of things, I can see where all of those things provided an opportunity for growth, right? Because all the challenges that we face are opportunities provided to us for growth. And so I appreciate all aspects of the journey. And it'll probably be like around sunset by the time I get into camp. But luckily, I have a 30-second one man only needed pop-up tent that does not require a struggle to get put up. And I am just blessed to be on the road, and I'm blessed to know that I'll be sleeping in one of my most favorite spots and spending time connecting with the land and the people of that land, my friends, the human friends, and also the non-human friends, and all of the beings that call that place home. I get to share their space for the next few days, and that is a blessing. So yeah, I'll see you soon. Once I get everything put together and ready. I think we're gonna have a lot of cool stuff happen on this trip. There's a really good group of folks who are going to be joining, and the heat of summer has been gently pushed away with the coming of fall, and it's in the air, and it is a welcomed reprieve. So, all right, I will give you an update after I get settled into camp. Peace. I'll see you soon. Hi. I've made it to camp. It's about 11 o'clock. 11 p.m. and I made it onto the road to get here, and then I missed the turn to get to our spot, and I just kept on driving, and then my map like stopped, like I wasn't on a road anymore, and I was like, I'm usually there by now, so I think I got lost, and it was dark. It was an experience, but I made it here. I turned around and got back into where my maps showed me roads, and I found my way. So I'm here. We potentially already had a little bit of activity happen. We have a potty tent set up, and there's a table on the outside of the tent, and it has like it's a hand washing station. And so Barb went over to use the bathroom, and all of the hand washing implements, all of the soaps and the hand sanitizers and everything was pushed over onto its side. So they were knocked over except for one. So that was fun. Someone might have gone over there and had a little fun with that. So I am very excited. There's about 6 other people here so far, and just throughout the week more and more people will arrive, and I've got a really nice spot, and I'm not too close to the creek, so I can hear a lot better what's going on outside. So I'm gonna get ready for bed, and we'll see you in the morning. Or if something happens and it's appropriate to turn the camera on, I will tonight. Otherwise, I'll see you in the morning. The salmon are spawning, and they're making their way, do their thing, and continue on the cycle of life. Yeah. They are all over all of this. They're all in here. Hello. It's day one of camp. And last night was pretty spectacular. There was definitely some activity, and it was of the highest kind. So I've been having an issue with my foot, and because of this issue with the foot, I've been having an issue with my knee, and I've had problems, challenges with my knees for quite some time now, and but I've got some really good medicine, but I did aggravate something, and so they weren't in 100% shape. And last night I got ready for bed, and it was probably around like 11:30. So I turned my light off, and I should say, let me back up a little bit. Before I went to bed, I stepped outside of the tent, and I was just looking around and everything. And I looked behind, and I looked at the tent with my lamp inside of it, and I was like, man, this is so bright. Like, it's like this little, glowing ball out here. It's really bright. I made a mental note of that. So I go to bed, and I turn the lamp off, and it's totally dark, and I said my nightly prayer to God, which I do nightly. And when I got done with that, I started kind of like thinking and also speaking out loud a message to the Sasquatch friends and family that are here. And I stated my appreciation and gratitude for being here and sharing this time and space with them. And I also asked that if any type of help could be provided for my foot and my knee issues, it would be greatly appreciated as well if anyone could help. So I'm saying this and I'm thinking it, and literally right where on the side of the tent where my feet are, I started hearing some shuffling foot noises, and then I felt the vibration, tingle sensations that are associated with their energy work that they do on people to help them heal. I started feeling that from my hips down, and it was in waves. There was like wave after wave, and it was a short amount of time, maybe just about 15 seconds or so of this, and it was about 4 or 5 like waves starting from the hips and going down, and then it just like the feeling just like floated gracefully out of my body. I didn't feel it anymore, and I will say that today my foot and my knee feel amazing. Like I have been waking up and having foot pain and knee pain, and kind of like hobbling my way into getting those things worked out and walking normally. This morning was not like that. I've been walking around. I've been hiking through some places. I don't have pain, so my heart is very full, and I say thank you to these special people who care enough to help us heal. And that's on the physical level, but it's also on emotional level, it's on the spiritual level, it's on all the levels that we get to work on in the physical here, in this realm, in this beautiful place that we all live and cohabitate with so many others who have good intention for us. So I wanted to share that. And I am gonna go make some food and enjoy this beautiful day. It's not too hot, it's not too cold. There's a slight breeze. It's perfect. I'll see you soon. I'm back. I forgot to mention the reason why I talked about how bright the tent looked from when I was outside was because when I came down today to the base camp and I saw Barb, I was like, yeah, I had this experience last night. And she was like, well, what time was that? And I said, well, it was probably about 11:30 that I turned my lights off and I was in bed. And she's like, well, I got up to use the bathroom at 11:30. She's like, I looked and it was 11:30. And she's like, I looked up over at your tent. And she's like, I saw a light and we were trying to figure it out. So my light, did I already turn it off? And she goes, well, it was just at the base of your tent. I was like, well, no, that wouldn't have been my light because I actually saw my light from the outside of the tent last night, and I remarked to myself how bright it was and how it lit up the entire thing. She's like, well, did you put a rain fly on? Because it was just like on the bottom part. I said, I don't have a rain fly on. So I was up during this time when I felt this energy work, and when I heard, and it wasn't the only thing that I heard that night. There was like a pebble thrown at one point because I was up for a good half hour after this experience, so until about midnight or so, and I had my eyes open and I was looking around periodically, and there was no light. Like, I didn't see this light. I was awake, 11:30. This is happening. I hear some footsteps, and then I'm feeling the energy work on my body, and then she ends up stepping out of her tent, which she's very close. So that's her. And then I'm just like up there, okay? And she was looking up at my area, but she only saw this like super bright light at the base of my tent. But I didn't see it. So that's something that occurs with these camps, and why kind of like sharing our experiences and kind of triangulating all the things that go on is important. So yeah, I don't know what that light was, but there are a lot of instances where one person within a group will have one experience and then another person will have like a totally different experience, even though they're experiencing the same thing. And some people will see lights and be standing next to someone who cannot see the lights or the orbs or the eye shine or whatever. So it's really interesting. It's very personal, what people experience, but it's all connected, right? Which I think is one of the big teachings that they provide us, is that we're all connected, and we're all connected. We're connected to them, they're connected to us, we're connected to Earth. Nature is all about connection. So, all right, I'm at the tent now. There's a really cool looking truck right there. Super good tent. All right, I'm gonna make some food. I'll see you soon.
of the apple eating.
That was fun.
So are you pushing air when you first hit the note?
Mm-hmm. What about it?
You like tuh.
Yeah.
When you're playing?
Yeah. Yep. Beautiful gift from Russ. This is the Rock Clicks flute in F minor. And I'm incredibly appreciative for this. Thank you so much. I'm going to make a lot of music with it.
This is the first time I actually heard someone play my flute. Kind of good.
More to come. It is a glorious, beautiful, sunny day. It's 51 degrees out, and I'm headed home from another glorious camp in one of my favorite spots in the entire world. Last night was pretty cool. There wasn't a lot of activity in the sky, but we did, a lot of us saw one of the orbs of light type of UFOs flying around, and then later I saw another one going in the opposite direction. And when I got back to my tent and got ready for bed, I looked at the clock and it was 10:27. So I'm laying in my cot and I'm saying my nightly prayers, and I get done with that and I start sending a message out to our forest friends. And I had my eyes open and I was kind of like looking around, and there was this super bright light, white light, that popped up on the side of the tent where my feet are. So that's also the same side that I heard the shuffling on the first night, and then I had the vibrational frequency healing done on my lower half. And so this white light, it just lights up that whole side. And what I noticed from it is that I can see the foliage, like I can see the bush that's on the outside. So, you know, that light had to have been emanating from the other side of that, which is like a kind of, it's a steep incline, you know, that goes down behind that area. So, and then the light, it turned on, and just the same as when you're inside the house and a car drives by at night, and it kind of like moves the shadows. That happened. So it turned on and it moved the shadows of that bush. So it turned on, it moved, and then it turned off, and that was it. And I was listening. I was like, no one else is moving around. Everyone had gone, but mostly like everyone went to sleep when I did too. It was about like between 9:50, 10 o'clock when a good portion of the group left base camp to go to bed, including me. And there wasn't like doors opening, there wasn't cars running, there was nothing to connect this light to any one of the humans that was in camp. So that was really cool. That was super cool. And it took me a while to get to sleep. It was probably around 11, maybe a little later than 11. And I heard on that same side where the light was and where the shuffling was before, I got a hand swipe down and kind of like shup, 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 like that, shoop, 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 like that, multiple. The first one was a little longer than the other ones, and that happened. And I was still awake, and so I said hello. But my voice was froggy, and so it came out like this, hello. and then I tried to clear my throat and say hello again, but it was still froggy. So I essentially said hello, like hello, hello, and then I said, God bless. And that's all I did. And then I didn't hear anything else after that. That was the quick connection. But I think they were actually there like all throughout the night, and some very interesting things, kind of like in terms of themes for this camp out, because it seems like there's always a theme. There's always kind of like this underlining theme of learning and growth within us all. And it was okay. So I even said at the beginning when I was driving in, and I recorded, like, things don't always go as you plan them to go, and you've really got to like work on how you react to whatever situation is in front of you, and how are you making sure that whatever your reaction is honorable and truthful and from the heart and with love, right? Because that's where it has to be in order for it to run smoothly. If we deviate from that, we just create more friction. So in camp, like I've had this issue with my foot, and I've had the issue with the knee, and so I needed to take it easy. And some other members of the group, they needed to take it easy too, because of physical ailments and recoveries from things. So it was a very mellow and subdued camp. And the last time we were there, which I filmed all of that, and it's in a previous video, man, we were having stuff happen left and right, and all sorts of things, from the TR-3B flying over to like even on my way home from that camp, like something like finger thumped the cooler that was sitting next to me in the truck. There was so much that happened, and then on this one, it was subdued, you know, like and really everyone that first night that I got there, everyone slept like they hadn't slept in years, and they didn't wake up, and they were comfortable and just like a long sleep, uninterrupted, and I got to experience that too. And it's like, we all really needed that. And okay, for one person that's one thing. Well, then you got 2 people saying that they felt the same way, and then 3, and then 4, and then it's like, okay, so was this something that they helped facilitate, right? Because with each connection that we have with them, they are teaching us in the moment what we need the most, what we need to learn and understand and experience. And you know, one camp can be just off the charts, like portals opening up and 20 plus UFOs flying around in the sky, and you know, Sasquatch walking right next to people and poking them, and they can be just like off the charts. And then there's times like this where they knew what we needed was healing and time and calm, and also some work while we were asleep. And that's what happened. So, and it wasn't uneventful. I mean, I think one of the highest forms of connection that we can have with them is when they help us heal, and you know, on that physical and emotional and all of that. And so, like, night 1, you know, check that off the list. That occurred. And then the light last night was phenomenal. So good. So much can be like extrapolated from the, you know, witnessing that and figuring out, like, well, where was that light? Where was it situated? I was very hyper aware of like the environment surrounding that and the time frame surrounding that, and like what the noises were outside, and the lack of noises from any type of car or human sourced light. So that was really cool. And really, like, the connections that I got to have with my friends was awesome and next level, and we got to share in amazing ways. I think it was day 2. Barb and I brought my banjo. It's right there. And I was playing my banjo, and Barb met me up on the road with her drum. And then we walked over to the bridge, and there's just hundreds of thousands, you know, throughout the river, but like thousands within our area of these spawning salmon. And, you know, they made it all the way from the ocean back to the place of their birth to finish their life cycle. And we were witness to this. It doesn't happen every year, but this is the year for it. And there are just so many. There's so many. And it was beautiful to witness. It was so beautiful to witness that, to see this cycle of nature. And so we met with banjo and drum over the bridge, and just like freestyled this amazing song. Like, we did it, man. Like, it was cool. Very cool. Beautiful song. And And when we got done, we just looked at each other and just gave each other this biggest hug. And Barb was like, that was the coolest thing I've ever done in my life. And I was like, I feel that too. She was like, that was a song for the salmon. And I was like, yes, it was. It was a song for the salmon. We made, like, we didn't even have to talk about it. We were just, we knew what we were doing. And that was, I feel so honored to have been able to play music for the spawning salmon. And to do it with one of my best friends. And to share these wonderful, beautiful moments of life that are joyous and part of this experience too. This place is chaotic. There's always stuff happening in the theater of the world, the external. There's battles going on, seen and unseen, and here we are. Individual and yet completely united within this experience. So I'm very grateful to have been able to come out and spend some time in nature and connect with the Sasquatch people and with the Star Nations and with all the others who came. There's so many, like, it's endless. You know, I cannot put a capstone upon the creationary efforts or abilities of God. So, you know, this is where the party's at. I'll see you next time. Peace, love yourself. Love yourself enough to heal in any and all ways that you need. Only you know, and only you can do it, you know. We can have encouragement from all over, but ultimately it's you. Ultimately it's me. So, have a good day. I'll see you soon.